Hello and welcome to the Greenway Outdoors podcast. My name's Kyle.
I'm AJ.
I'm Jeff.
And?
Come on, Jeff. We just figured you'd jump in.
My name is Jeff.
We are joined by Jeff from Hunt, Fish, Explore Hawaii. So that is a show on Carbon TV. You can also find him on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, pretty much everywhere. Posting pretty funny stuff. We started our relationship a couple years ago.
Something I wanted to tell you.
A couple years ago because there was like a little friendly competition going on at Carbon TV, and we just decided we liked each other. I hadn't seen your show yet at that point, and then I went and watched a bunch of it. I'm like, this guy's actually funny, because a lot of outdoor TV, it's like a lot of it is lower production quality, and there's no real story. And it's just the same kill shots of turkey and a whitetail over and over again.
It's if you picture your dad going out and doing a thing, you get it on camera, you get a couple dad jokes, and that's it.
But you're like our crazy drunk uncle instead.
Who we love.
I wasn't going to say that.
But when I was watching your show, I was like, this guy's actually funny, and the adventures were always interesting. It wasn't the same repetitive whitetail and turkey that everyone does over and over again. And I actually had a lot of respect for it, and I was like, I like this guy. So then from then on out, we just kind of stayed in communication through social media.
Well, and they did all the competitions too. So you had the viewer-supported, viewers go on and vote. I don't know why I'm looking at him and talking to you.
You can do both.
But
yeah.
Well, I'm
We go both
cross-eyed.
ways.
So
I'm
Like,
over.
I'm freaking out.
I'm over here. You can look at me if you want.
I'm not used to all this high-tech stuff. No, but, it came down to the competitions and stuff like that. And I think some of them we were running maybe neck and neck or something like that, or just kind of dogging each other out on a bit. And then you guys smoked me on one of them.
You won like all the other ones, though.
Took me out of the running on some of them. Thanks. We're friends. So, but no, and I was, and it kind of built up the relationship from that. And I mean, for me, as a producer for a show, that's great. But if you're not able to do something with that and go across the plane and look, and I know you guys are on the History Channel and all that stuff. You guys got thousands of views, and I don't, But that doesn't mean I don't have something to offer. So I say, hey, I'm out here in Hawaii. If you guys ever come out, and you guys probably hear that from people. Oh, okay, what do you want? You just want to be on the History Channel too, and got your little mini Pearl hat going on right there.
I still don't know who the hell Mini Pearl is.
Jeez, dude, I don't.
She was on Hee Haw. I don't know what Hee Haw is, but I know she was on Hee Haw.
You know what? I was going to turn and talk to you until you said you didn't know what Hee Haw was. AJ, you're the only.
I'm the last
He's like,
one.
bailing.
Dude,
Chair breaks
it's this or we're done.
I
okay?
like Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
I know what Johnny Cash is.
What does this got to
She's
do
on
with Johnny
She's
Cash?
on Grand Ole Opry.
I'm just naming country folks that are famous.
but
not my area.
Buck
Into a
Owens.
burning ring of fire. I went down.
Mini Pearl.
Who's the guy in the suit?
They're all in suits.
Mr.
No, the
Bean.
guy with the rhinestone
Bean.
suit.
Why is he
Mr.
going like
V.
this?
It's covered in rhinestones.
That's Elvis.
Porter.
He always
something.
does that.
He was on.
Okay, anyways. So.
We digress.
Yeah.
Is that you guys up there? Yeah, wait. There
You
we
guys
are.
had a 5-minute conversation about a tag on his hat.
You know what?
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
There.
It's garbage anyways.
that out.
Wait, I ain't talking about it. I can't even see it. It's camouflage.
The only good hat's a free hat.
You
anyhow.
gave him the
tell you
youth.
the
You gave him
price
the
was
youth size.
Figured it would fit him.
Well, I'm
There's a pinhead over here.
I'm just a little fella.
You call him a pinhead?
That's all right.
You can't
Freaking
take
Howley anyway.
Yeah,
so.
right.
There you go.
Yeah. You guys just came out, freaking Howley.
Mm-hmm.
Figured that one out, huh?
Very quick.
And I meant that out of love.
Of course. Of course.
Term of endearment.
Technically graduated from it, though.
Yeah,
Yep.
you did.
There was
We
a
did.
mini ceremony.
Yeah, you guys.
We were knighted.
You were. Auntie Sylvia was
With
like.
these hats.
Yep.
She called us something
was very
different
impressed.
other than a holly. What was the graduation?
Stupid.
That is one step up.
Is that right?
I think we got 2 steps up then.
No, you guys. I think she graduated. You guys took Kamaina to more because it's not about. And again, depends on who watches this. If you get the guys who are like, you're not from here, you're flown here, not grown here, and all that, and it's okay.
Flown here, not
I
grown
heard that
here.
one. That was a good one.
Okay, yeah, I hear that all the time. So that's why I say it all the time. Oh no, I was flown here, not grown here.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Get to the chase.
just it's right out there. So, a Kamaina is someone who lives there.
Okay.
They have a Kamaina discount. That's a local discount. So you gotta show your driver's license for Hawaii and stuff. That's Kamina. So that's what she basically
sweet.
considered you guys because of your attitudes, because of your heart. You showed aloha with everywhere that you went out there, at least down there in Waipio when you went.
Oh yeah.
And so for her, she'll pick people out, dude, and she'll be like, "You're not welcome down here anymore."
Dang. I'd hate to be that person.
And you see how she is. She's real nice and outgoing. Oh, you guys like me? Did I just snort?
Yeah.
I did, didn't I?
Well-
You pick on it. You're used to.
I edited it. We'll cut that out.
So,
Just don't do it too many times, or I'll get tired of it and then leave it in.
but it's, she could pick out the people, and she's not afraid. You guys met her, and you see how she is.
Yeah.
She's not afraid to tell you, you're an idiot, and you are no longer welcome down here. You all get
Wow.
your stuff and leave now.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's her. And for her to sit there and say, you guys are Kamina.
Yeah.
Your heart, you show aloha to there. You guys
She
good.
gave us bracelets.
And she gave you
us
the
hats.
hats.
I'm wearing the bracelet
Heck
right
yeah.
now.
That's the whole thing. I actually have my hat out in the car.
Nice.
I brought that with me.
There you go.
Good deal.
But, that's something that
And you wore ours instead.
you did. Yeah,
Wow.
well.
Hopefully she doesn't see this.
It meant a lot to us, though. I will say this. So to kind of break down, we kind of jumped into the middle of a topic, but going back to the beginning of it, you'd be crazy to not know if you were there. Okay, I'm just gonna break it down. When we went to Walmart when we flew in, we went to Walmart, and when we were at the store, we weren't treated all that nicely.
No.
Granted, I don't know if your guys' A team is at Walmart or not, because if you went to our Walmart, it's not exactly our best representation all the time, especially late night when we went. It was late night when we went, and our late night Walmart isn't great, but people are like kind of mean. They didn't love us. And I would say that, and I mean this in the best way possible, if we had 200 interactions, 6 of them were people were kind of mean to us, and it was literally because of what we looked like, because we're not from there, and that's what that just is what it is, and that's pretty good numbers. But I will say that typically with just about everybody except for you, there was like a process of gaining their trust
Yes.
before you got to know them at all.
Correct.
Even like Devin and everyone like that, they were very professional and nice.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
they
like,
didn't joke with you. They didn't laugh with
Right.
you. They treated you as a client and not part of the Ohana or part of the family.
right.
Yeah.
But then we became family, especially with Devin and the team at Hilo once we got to know them better. But that was kind of the case. Now, the only day we went to a tourist place was actually the day where we went to go pick up our scuba gear when we went down to whatever Kona where the cruise ship comes in.
Oh, okay.
Where is
that's
that?
down in Kailua Kona.
Yeah, and it's like, I will tell you what, after spending 14 days with local people and never going to a tourist place basically at all, everyone we interacted with was local. The Big Island has such a different feel than Maui and Waikiki Beach and all those other places. I mean, you're in farmlands, you're in mountains, you're dealing with everyday people living their everyday lives. Completely different situation on the Big Island than anywhere else we've been. And like I said, the people we interacted with, there was like a process of almost breaking them down. Like, no, we don't have bad intentions. We're good people. We got big cameras and all this stuff, but we're on your side. But it took a while to learn that. And so when we make the joke of Holly, so I learned this, and you correct. Actually, you talk about what Holly means. It's a derogatory term. I mean, it's not, but it wasn't originally.
So when you guys come in, you got to understand Hawaii gets tourists from everywhere around the world.
Sure.
Yes,
Okay.
they do.
Seemed like
And
significant from Asia,
there's-
Japan, China.
There's a lot, but you'll get, French and German and Netherlands. You get, all over the place.
Sure.
You get there. And those people also are not very nice.
Yeah.
And then you
That's
get,
crazy.
let's look
No,
at,
but we saw it when we went to downtown, when we went to the tourist place.
Yes.
I'll get to it later, but just a little top thing, and then you jump back to yours. When we were at breakfast, the one morning we were there, it's the first time we were in a tourist town. It was a completely different situation. To me, it's not even Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's all tourists, and it was the first time we had bad service at a restaurant. It was the first time the people we were surrounded by, the people that were travelers off the cruise ship and stuff, were rude, arrogant,
Negative energy.
negative. It was like, I'm like, we're not even in Hawaii right now. I'm not even comfortable.
No,
I
we
don't
don't
even,
like
this is not. And I said, look at all these people walking around thinking they're in Hawaii right now, and they have no idea what they're missing out
Correct.
on.
Yeah,
So I just want to put that in there.
Yeah, and that was kind of the point. I'm glad you said that, because that's the point I was going to get to is you get these people that come in from all around the world, and even here in the U.S. I mean, everybody thinks the U.S. is like we're just the best people in the world, and we're actually some of the most rude people because we expect things a certain way, okay?
Right.
And I'm coming to your town. I'm bringing you business. You should kiss my beep, you know?
Yeah, no.
You better.
That's what we saw at
Because
breakfast. That
I'm
exact
giving
attitude.
you money, and I'm supporting you people. You low life. That's
Whoa.
That's the attitude.
What do you mean, you people?
That's what do you mean by you
Yeah,
people?
right?
But you're not wrong. That's what we witnessed.
That's what it is. So local people come in there and they're trying to show aloha to people, but all they keep getting back is crap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so it comes down to, if, just like you said, the percentage out of 100 people, maybe 6 were crappy. But if out of 100 people that I, as a local, I'm not local. Well, I guess
17 years.
I'm not Hawaiian. I live there. I've lived there for 17 years. You know, married a local girl, you know, on the Big Island. Gomez's, Lindsay's, a whole big family of them out there. And everybody just watched that, went,
Yeah.
You're cool by association.
bro, that's like, well, I don't know about all that. You got to talk to me first.
You're
Then you'd be like,
associated anyways.
yeah, I'll give you a shot and listen to you, feller. But, you know, so out of 100 people that these local people that are dealing with tourists come in, you know, 6 may be nice.
Right.
And the others are like, I'm bringing you business, and you need to kiss my butt and give me the best service because I'm supporting you.
Right.
Wild.
And so all they see of Hawaii is when they're literally looking at what's set up for tourists. And people think of Hawaii, what do you think of? I say, hey, AJ,
Waikiki Beach.
Pineapple.
what do you think?
Which is funny. Pineapple's not even from there.
Yeah. And so the other thing is oh, well, where does what people in Hawaii, where do they live? They live on a beach.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And what do they live in? They live in thatched huts.
Huts. Yeah.
And all the women wear coconut
Bungalows.
hats. Yeah, well, not even a bungalow. At least that's got power.
I didn't get a lay on my
You know?
flight in.
Yeah, well, that's
Where are the people to greet me?
Yeah.
yeah. This is not, what was that, Blue Hawaiian or something?
Yeah.
You know? And you know, that's what people think when they come in, that, you know, the Hawaiian people are, and not just the people, Hawaii people, but the people in Hawaii. They think they live in grass huts on the beach, and they're you know, not very smart, and if it wasn't for us, you people couldn't survive in life. And they don't realize that, you know, first we had cowboys in Hawaii before we did in the United States.
Wow.
So to sit there and say, well, you guys don't know anything about ranching and cattle, no, they
Kind of
did.
the best at it.
Yeah,
You know,
we learned that from
we
Maui.
had power, electric, in the palace in Hawaii before they did in the White House.
Whoa.
So,
Oh, wow.
you know, I mean, people don't think of that stuff, okay? And so when they come out there, they treat everybody rude, and so it just becomes a habit. I see someone who's white, you know, well, you shouldn't be racist, you shouldn't stereotype, but that's just the way it is,
Right.
okay?
Well, it comes to a point where it's like statistics. Okay, fine. It's not because they're white, but 94% of the time, this is what happens.
Yeah, and it's like,
You know.
I'm not going to stereotype you, but if everybody walking in here who's white treats me like crap, I'm going to pretty much say that. And so the term haole, okay, was a term that was used to describe anybody who was not from Hawaii. Okay, you're not from Hawaii, he's haole. And then it came down to some people will take a translation of it, which I said this to some aunties, and they were like, that's not the proper translation. But they break it down to ha'ole, you know,
Yep.
Without air.
breath, you
Yeah.
know, and that. And I said that to some of the aunties. They're passed away now. I guess we would say the tutus, okay? Tutus like your great-grandmother and stuff. And you would say that to them, oh, so ha'ole, that means without breath, right? That's why they say, because they white. And they were like, don't you ever say that again.
Jeez.
That's
Yeah,
not right, you know. And it's like, oh, so you got to be careful. And some people may be watching this, go, no, bro, you know, my tutu wouldn't tell me that. And you're like, okay. Every other tutu wouldn't told me. Okay, so I don't know if maybe.
Yeah, I was told by multiple people that it meant without air, and it was because when Captain Cook first landed and came there, something that the Hawaiian people would do is they would stand so close to each other and breathe each other's breath and mana,
Your mana.
meaning their soul and their air. And when you get to Captain Cook's face, he's like, "What are you doing?" They're
Yeah.
like, "This guy's got no air."
Stab him.
Yeah, this guy's got no air. They should have opened with that.
Well,
So this is kind of the point, I guess, that I want to make, and it's we're getting a little bit deep, but I think that this is just something we observed a lot. Is first and foremost from the top, you're talking about the tourists being rude and the people countering that. There's a step further than that of what I got into with Auntie in Waipio. So we had the complete honor of being able to go to Waipio, which, if you don't know, is pretty much where the native Hawaiians now first landed. The Samoan people that came there landed there. They set up, that was like the King's Valley. That's where they lived. It's the most gorgeous place on
I'd
the
say Polynesians, not Samoans.
Polynesians. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that'd be.
I don't think it was the Samoans.
Yeah,
I go
okay.
back and I get beat up. Bro, we went up first. And I'm like,
Yeah.
go back and see Howley Falls.
Feel
you
free
know?
to-
Oh no.
We said this.
Please correct me if I.
Yeah,
it's
by
tough
all
to keep
means.
track of everything.
I'm going to.
We've been there twice, but we've only been there twice. So,
Yeah.
you know.
And I've had so much information thrown at me. And the one thing I will say about Hawaii, though, is I get a different story from
time.
everyone I talk to.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for me to keep track of what is, like this family says this is what happened. This family says this is what happened. So that's kind of interesting. But I kind of like that.
Yeah.
It makes it fun. But at the same time, okay, so going through that, I had a deep conversation with Auntie, who was a beautiful, wonderful woman who got us down into YPO thanks to your great relationship with the family. And we got to go down there, and I had a conversation with her. And she was talking about the fact that they're so connected to the land and each other. And we had a conversation with Devin when we went to the memorial for the tsunami that took place in 1947 that wiped out that school.
Down in Lapahoehoe.
Okay.
Yep.
Lapahoehoe.
Lapahoehoe. Oh, I bet you went to high-low too, huh?
Yeah, it's so funny. But we went there. So this is a memorial from 1947, and there was fresh flowers on it.
Was it 47 or 60?
I thought it was 40. I could be wrong.
It's 40 sounds right.
I thought it was. I could be completely wrong.
No, I could be long.
Let's not say the year.
I don't go to
Yeah.
Hilo.
Regardless.
It happened this year.
Good job, Jeff.
Now it'll be in.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So he puts it on the screen
I
after
was like,
once
look
he
at that.
researches it. Yeah. So there was fresh flowers there. And we were talking about the fact that if it was on the mainland and we had a tsunami thing and
It'd
a
be
memorial,
Be overgrown.
nobody would even look at
remember
it. You go past every graveyard while we were there,
Mm-hmm.
and all of them have fresh flowers. All of them. They go visit their dead weekly, a lot of these people.
Some people do, yeah.
Okay? Here, you go by, if there is flowers, they're dead, long dead, and they're not even, weed whacked over the graves and
Yeah.
stuff. We have no connection to it. And it got me thinking when I was talking to Devin about it. I was like, you guys are the most isolated landmass in the world. Okay? So they're out here completely alone in the ocean. It's like they're separated by so much that it's like all they really have is each other and family and respect. And that's why, and that carries through to this day. Is like when we would talk to anyone, respect was really, really probably the highest priority. And even so, to people go like this and they think nothing of it. And like Shaka. And the way I explained it to my family, this is what Shaka is. I explained it to my family that if we were driving down the road here in Michigan and we waved to someone and they didn't wave back, we might be like, jerk. But it wouldn't really make our radar. Like, it wouldn't really make our radar.
We would expect that person to go, I don't know them. Why'd they wave at me?
Right.
You know.
Unless you're in
Now,
a Jeep.
I said, and this is a bit of an over-exaggeration, but if someone that did this to you in Hawaii and looked you right in the eyes and you looked away and didn't do it back, you disrespected them genuinely.
Yeah.
And that might lead to a fight.
Road rage comes in on that,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
Or
And it's-
Walmart cart rage.
Yeah, it's something comes in. We used to say when I was stationed in Kaneohe, on Oahu, I was stationed in Marine Corps Base Kaneohe, and when I learned that over there was you can cut somebody off getting on the freeway, cut them off, and they're like, bro, I'm gonna freaking rip your skull off your body. And you go, hey, sorry, cuz. And you throw the shaka out there. And they go, hey, right on, bro. And they calm right down.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
it's saying, hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It means a lot of things. It isn't just hello. It isn't
Right.
like, hey, cool.
And don't butterfly it like we're gonna fly away. Look at
Yeah. But when
butterfly.
you're-
I'm gonna pound you.
what I found is like because I've had it explained to me by 50 different people, but I guess what I
hell
get
was that?
what I gather based on the culmination of so many different opinions on what it means is it's kind of like a I respect you kind of thing. I respect the land we are. Hello, I'm sorry. I got you. I hope you have a good day. Like it means so many different things, but it's like giving aloha, like the spirit to the person, and it's like I mean good for you.
Yes.
I mean good for you. That's the way that I
That's a good way of looking at it, you know.
And it's so much deeper than waving, and I didn't know that right away. I would kind of do it back, and for me it's like borderline cultural appropriation where I didn't want to do it because I felt like I was being like, oh
but
look,
Jeff's in the back holding my hand out there.
Me too.
I'm you.
Shocker.
Yeah, shocker, and you're trying to pull your fingers down in the thing.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah.
And everybody's going.
To be fair, shaka and shocker are very different.
Yes.
But
You want a shocker or a shocker?
so but there's so much to Hawaii and the people, I guess, is the point of this that I learned just about the culture while I was there, that I see these tourists pulling up and they're just not getting any of it. And I'm like, you're missing the best part. The people are the best part. Beyond that, the next part is the conversation that I was saying that I had with Auntie in Waipio. While we're down there talking, she was explaining it to me. She's like, keep in mind, like where you're standing right now, my ancestors are buried. We visit them every day. My great-great-grandfather cultivated this land. And look at it. We're in the valley, and it looks the same as it did 300 years ago.
Yes.
It looks the same. It's been kept perfect. Beautiful nature, preserved, and people that care about it. And her point was, she said what would happen is when it was open to the public or people come down, you get tourists coming down drinking, partying, throwing their cans, this and that.
You go through the low east and you got broken bottles and stuff, you know, and it's like, guys, come on. Because most of them just go out there in bare feet and go through that mud and stuff, you know. And people just don't respect that. They don't. Well, I wasn't brought up that way, so, you know. How many times you drove down the street and you just see people throw crap out the window?
Right.
You know? It's like you just want to go beat them up.
And this is part of the reason why there's an overlook for people to look at YPO, but you're not going to get down where we were.
Correct.
And that's why, though. And I took it as this from her. I said, as I've spent 2 weeks here now, because it was like one of our last days, I've experienced so much, gotten to know the people so well, and really developed a relationship where I loved the land, and I saw people coming and making a mess, and I'm like, Hollies. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, you pick it up yourself, and you go, you're the reason why people call me stupid Holly.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that one of the biggest takeaways was going down. We could have gone, say we had access without meeting the people. We could have gone down to YPO. It's it's like the Grand Canyon, but with a rainforest in it. We could have, seen the fruit trees. If we could have. We could have seen the fruit trees. We could have seen all that, and that would have been great. But that was nothing compared to meeting the people, seeing it through their eyes. We got nice gifts from Auntie. We got hats. We got bracelets.
That meant something. She don't just give that stuff out.
She goes,
No,
You guys
crazy.
became part of her Ohana.
Yeah.
The family that she allows down there, and she's like, "Now you get a pass to come down.
Right.
Next time you come down, you wear that. And if anybody give you anything at the top, you tell them call Auntie Sylvia.
Yeah. But she gives us the hat. She gives us the bracelets, and she goes, "Hey, you married?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Take one for your wife too."
Yes.
I go, "That's really nice."
Yeah.
And then I wore both until I got back, and as I got back, I'm like, I don't know that I want to give this to my wife because
Auntie, if
to
you're
her,
watching, he did give it to her.
I did, but to her, it's a bracelet. It's cool, but the amazing story that comes with it, unless you're there to experience it with the people in the location,
Well said.
It's entirely different.
Yeah.
The Greenway Outdoors is brought to you by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, your adventure starts here. Savage Arms, better comes standard. Nosler Ammunition, world's finest bullets, ammunition, and brass. Boss Shot Shells, superior made and American made. Carlson's Choke Tubes, the only choke tube we've ever purchased. Onyx Hunt, know where you stand.
If you want to be here, it all starts here. At Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, we have the widest selection of the quality brands you love to get you outdoors. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out. Our friendly, knowledgeable outfitters will help you find the right products for your next trip. Shop with confidence with our low price guarantee. Plus, club members save even more on great gear with exclusive member pricing. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, voted America's best outdoor retailer.
For every purpose, for every path, for every soul, for every season, there's a ram.
Legends aren't born, they're created. Introducing Impulse from Savage, the all-new American-made straight-pull bolt-action rifle. Unmatched innovation, fast reloads, maximized efficiency, repeatable accuracy. Welcome to American Straight Pull. Only from Savage.
The example that I use with Auntie Sylvia, and I think this will probably make the History Channel show, I said it reminds me of my grandma Margaret kept a very clean house, very tidy, very, like, everything was organized. She had all kinds of trinkets and figurines and stuff like that. And if a bunch of friends came over and they were running into walls or bouncing off stuff or drinking beer or throwing their can in the living room, I'd be like, whoa, you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, you got to leave right now.
You can picture this
but that's
scenario.
what I do at my house. Yeah, I just pictured my house, and I felt that across my face.
Right. I'm like, you got to get out. And she's like, that's how we look at the island, but also obviously Waipio specifically where she grew up.
Because that's her home.
Right.
You look at your home different than you do, I'm proud of the state I'm in, I got their football shirt on. I'm not going to say yours. But, you got your football, you got that pride of your state.
Right.
But you don't keep your state as clean as you do your house.
Exactly.
And that's where she's proud of that. That's where she comes in, and she wants to make sure. That was a big thing talking to her, that she wanted to make sure that you guys understood you're in her house.
Right.
And respect her house, and you get to run it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if you don't, we got lava tubes.
Well, I think I think I attribute that a lot to our parents raising us well enough that we could, like, read the room that we were in.
Yeah.
Because you could see it going over other people's heads.
Yes, and that's where you get the
'Cause you didn't
stupid howling,
necessarily-
because you're like, did you not see
Right.
everybody when you walk in the room? You don't just walk in, grab something to drink, sit down, and then they go, oh, hey, how you doing? No, you walk into a function in there. What do you have to do? You aloha everybody.
Right.
You find the kupuna first, the aunties and uncles. You find them first, and you walk up. Hey, uncle, how you? It's uncle. It's auntie, not. Hey, Kyle, how you? You know? Hey, Sharon, how you been?
Yeah,
no,
I don't think
that's disrespectful. Somebody's going to stop you. One of the kids is going to stop you. And by kids, I'm saying, my age, 50s and stuff. They're going to be like,
hey, man,
hey,
you don't do that.
what's wrong with you?
Right.
First, take your shoes off. You guys see, look,
Yeah.
that's just habit.
Right.
Our views just went nuts just now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
We have a
got.
lot of people.
You're going to
in
be
the
on Wiki Feet now.
I was waiting for that. You knew it was coming.
You can find me at jeffsbigfeet.com. But that's
side view, toe view, and heel view.
Oh, Hillview, I've been there. Anyways,
$4.99 a month.
but you for the first 3 months.
Only feet.
There we go. But then, when you walk in that room, you find them and you aloha. And the thing that I guess that I've carried, it's just become a habit with me, is when you meet, I come back to the mainland and I meet some people, and that's, hey, this is my friend Jeff. Hey, Jeff, how you?
Hey.
Okay. And this is his wife, Kimmy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, with that, when you meet, I met the guy. How's it? You meet the girl, there's a hug. When my wife met y'all, how does she greet you?
Hugged us.
Yep.
She gave you a hug, right? Never met you guys. You could have been Jeffrey Dahmer's cousin. It's
Right.
like, hey, let's scope this place out.
Mhm.
You know, start with her.
Yeah.
You know, but that's
The Harvey Oswald over here.
that's
Oh, yeah.
yeah. That's the aloha that you get. That's what you do.
I want to jump in on that real quick. Part of it, and I didn't know we were going to talk. I'm glad we're talking about this though. But one of the things too is it kind of reminds me of like my relationship with God too. Is so sometimes like you've said too, like when AJ and I were having conversations about it, he's like, what's with the whole needing to be praised thing or like worship, like the whole worshipy part of it. And
Why are you guys just sitting there singing songs?
right.
Give me come on, preacher man. Let's get some meat and taters.
Right.
I ain't sitting here all day. I got beer to drink when we get home.
But the point is about it is
That went over well.
because as you build the relationship with God, like you want to be around him more. You want to communicate. You want to read your Bible. You want to get to know him more. You like want to. In the same sense as like people could say like, oh, I go to Hawaii and I got to hug this person and make sure I talk to this person or this
I'm not a
person's going to be
huggy
offended
person.
or this person's going to be offended or that person's going to be offended. But like once you get to know the people, you want to do
That's
it
right.
because they're so because when you get it back,
Oh, yeah.
it's tenfold.
Yes.
And then I like to this day, Rudy and Auntie and Uncle Brad and everyone there. It's like I still feel indebted to them because of what a wonderful experience they gave us and how much
Yes.
love that they gave to us.
Yes.
I guess for me is like if I was like explaining this to anyone, is like if you go to Hawaii and you, God forbid, get off the beaten path a little bit and get to know people and meet people and experience it. The people are absolutely wonderful.
Yes.
But you have to be wonderful to get wonderful. You know what I'm saying? You got to go in with a clear mind. And to be honest with you, too, is like, I grew up on 12 Mile. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody's nice.
Was that a beer? Or
You heard of 8? Not far.
okay.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? But I just go to Hawaii, experience the people, and go in with a fresh perspective of like, keep in mind you've had a lot of people come before you that have made you look bad. But go in with a fresh perspective, and if you do give that aloha, or you are that kind, or you throw up the shaka, not the shocker, then you get it back, you're gonna realize what I mean is like you do become family really fast, like
You say-
genuine family though.
Did you just say Ubidoo?
You become.
I thought you
Ubidoo.
said
What's Ubidoo?
Ubidoo become.
No, sure didn't.
You guys listen to that again.
You're gonna realize what I mean is like you do become family really fast.
A couple things I want to actually say, first of all, is you see a lot of people that are moving into Hawaii right now, okay? And they're coming from everywhere. I see from New York plates. I see Utah plates.
That's
and,
crazy.
And Washington and Arizona. And, I mean, you got plates from all
People
around
are bringing
the
their
U.S.
plates.
Well, yeah, what are
They're
you going to eat
shipping their
off of?
cars.
They're shipping their car. When you buy a car when you get there.
Not that many there.
Not
and did
that
you see
much.
the
You saw
prices?
2016 for 50 grand still? I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Yeah, that's
Everything's
Hey,
very
that's a good
expensive.
one.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
But I figured the cost to ship the car there would be so expensive.
It's
But
only
I
like
guess
$1,200.
I was gonna
The
say-
cars
I was gonna
there are
guess 2
expensive,
grand
so
or
They're going there
$1,000
anyways. You're just getting a ride.
woof.
So, but anyways, so you get all these people that move in, okay? Why do they move to Hawaii? Oh my God.
Beaches.
Because no, it's I just love how it is, the way it feels, and you see everybody
Yeah.
throws shaka.
Yeah.
There's so much aloha here.
Shocker.
I love that, you know. And I moved to Hawaii. That's how I say Hawaii. I'm gonna move to Hawaii because they got all that aloha, and it's just it's
Aloha.
great. Well, you got so much lava, you know. That's your, because they love the aloha. They love what you guys were just talking about. You get to know the people. You get to meet the people. Everybody, hey, cut me off. He threw shaka. Hey, sorry guys. Oh, okay, bro. No, it's all good. And then you get there, and you see him coming out. And you're like, nah, go ahead, come on out. You throw shaka. Hey, no, come on, I'll let you out. I'll let you out. Come out. And you throw shaka, saying like, you know, you're welcome, kind of thing. And they look and they go,
Really?
I'm like, I will run you off the road.
Right.
I will watch your car burn,
And feel nothing.
and then I'm going to go get me a Dairy Queen. I mean, it's just that, you know, and it's like you came here because you loved the aloha and that,
you
but
don't give
yet
it back.
You don't give nothing back. That's why
Oh.
when you see people out there like, you know, freaking Holly's out there, you know, I want to let you in, and cuz what you do. Yeah, like I'm supposed to. I ain't supposed to do nothing but run you off the road,
Right.
and get a sticker or something, you
Yep.
know.
But it's
And they do that, and it's just
they're takers.
it is. That's all they want to. They want to get that aloha, but they don't want to give that aloha out. And going back to like the show, what I like to do with my show is show that the local people. I want people to see what I say, my Hawaii. And for anybody who's Hawaiian that's listening to us, Rod, it's not your Hawaii, my world in Hawaii.
He's like
That's
putting
what I'm
out
saying.
fires every time he says something.
Well, and it's because I know there's ridiculous people out there who will take everything you say and try to turn it into something that they can now turn and make it into a protest somewhere because, you know, that guy, Jeff Guilloz with Hunt Fish Explore Hawaii, cuz he went say, this is Hawaii, bro. You're not even from here, cuz. And they're like 80% Filipino
Right.
and 10% Japanese
Right.
and 5% Hawaiian. But that's my, you know, I'm like, dude, my wife's got more Hawaiian in her than a lot of people. My wife's, and you know, her family has the lineage that's has the say in parts of Mauna Kea and stuff. Okay, so you know, get off of me.
Yeah.
You know, but I make sure I say that because, of course, I don't want to offend anybody in that sense. But in this time that we live in, you know what? If you're offended,
Bye.
it's your problem.
Yeah.
You know,
Hurts.
and so yeah, I bet you're gonna cry later, aren't you?
Yeah.
But, you know, I look at that and I say, okay, everybody, just like you were talking in the beginning about the shows and what you see in the shows, it's the same thing. We're going to go out deer hunting. We're going to go turkey hunting. There's a deer. Here's Jeff. There's a deer.
Yep.
There's Jeff. You know what? The deer's getting closer.
Yeah.
And Jeff shot the deer. And it's like,
Roll credits.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And that was amazing,
What
Jeff.
an episode.
That was great.
Yeah, that name.
And I'm just like, you know, for me, I've always had a sense of humor, and I want to show people, like I said, my Hawaii. And by my Hawaii, I mean my friends, where I go, what I do, how I handle things. Where, you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to show people. And it's going to involve some laughter in there somewhere,
Sure.
you know, and whether it's, you know, I did something stupid that I didn't realize, and everybody just goes, oh, my God, he's an idiot. And I go, I guess that was funny, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, he fell off a tree stand. You know,
Yeah.
they got tree stands there. You know,
Yeah.
somebody learned something off of me, and you know, like we've done shows down in Waipio with Rudy Mok Chu, you know, and we had his boys down there and stuff, and you know, you got to keep it fun.
Yeah,
you know?
oh, yeah.
But if you notice, every time Rudy would shoot at a prawn, Rudy pulled a prawn out of the water.
Yeah.
Every 2 or 3 times Jeff shot at a prawn, yeah, there he finally got one.
You talking about you while I was showing you how to do it, or
No, I meant me.
You know, it's really fun.
Thank you. Thank
you
you
very
for
easily could have
teaching
been
me.
talking about me.
Very easy.
I do want to make a note on that real quick though, because we did we did frogging and prawn hunting at Waipio when we were there. So there's freshwater rivers that go through there. Prawns are like giant shrimp. They got claws that are like this long. Jeff's got a picture on the screen right now so you can see it.
See that? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, not me, him.
Yeah.
I was like, look at that. You notice if you go towards the camera, it looks like you got really long arms.
Like to describe it, a prawn could scratch his toes standing upright. Very long claws.
Pinchers.
But you never heard that description.
That was pretty good.
Those little pinchers.
It's just like the things online where people draw arms on birds. You ever seen
Yes.
those where it's
Yeah.
stick arms?
Yeah.
It's literally a shrimp with those.
It is.
But
But
in
they're
real
really
life.
long.
Yeah.
They're like that long, and the
Comically-
body's like that. and you're
Comically
going,
long.
The males.
Yeah.
And the females don't. But anyhow, so we're out there, and I hope that this made the cut, but we had camera trouble with the when we were out there doing it, and then we had to go back and get other batteries and in. But while we were out there, I was talking to Rudy, and I'm like thinking about it in my head. I go, Rudy, you been doing this since you were like a kid? And he goes, no, but I done it for probably 1 or 2 years. Jeff showed me. And I'm like, I knew it. I go, this is the most Midwestern redneck thing I've ever seen. And we're in Hawaii doing it. And there's no way. And I just started dying laughing. I'm like, I knew it. We're frog gigging and trying to catch prawns in a freshwater river in Paradise. I'm like, did you do this when you were a kid? He goes, no. And I was like, I knew it. And that made me laugh that you brought it because you grew up. He born in Michigan, lived in Ohio,
Yep.
lived in Hawaii for the last 17, 18 years, but you can't get the Midwest out of you. So that made me that made me laugh.
Because usually what they'll do, the local guys go out there and they just, okay.
Look like they set traps.
Well, they will set traps, but they do something that I cannot do. It's been ingrained into who I am. You don't, well, for me, you don't reach up under a bank. You start feeling around for stuff.
Noodling.
Okay. Noodling goes to, there's a specific hole.
Maybe.
And you go in.
Snapping
you get
turtle,
that.
beaver, snake.
There's something in there that says, what is that? I don't know. Bite it. Let's see what it does. I don't want to be the one that's got bit from that. So for me, I mean, there's no snakes in Hawaii. There's no snapping turtles in Hawaii. There's literally nothing underneath the thing that's going to get you other than a prawn. What is that? And he's like, his long arm comes out and goes, beep. So I never did that. But that's how the locals get them. They go down, they'll take a mask and a snorkel, and they'll find a little deeper areas. We were trying to, Jeff and I went off on that, and I was trying to get them into little deeper areas through that and stuff, And they take a mask and snorkel with the flashlight at night, and they go through and they just grab them.
Oh, they grab them.
They grab them and put them in the back.
Rudy kind of switched to just grabbing them. Rudy was the guy that we went with down there. He switched to just grabbing them.
Oh,
he goes, this stupid thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what, now put a 3-prong in their hand, and they jump in the ocean, they're going to get you fish for days.
Wow.
Okay. But to be out of the water and trying to, tink, and it's,
Yeah. Right.
What were you shooting at? That's what you watch our show. I was messing with the boys. The boys go 3-prong, his boys, and they get fish all the time. But they're sitting there trying to stab a prawn, and they don't get the
refraction.
You guys bow fish. You understand that. You're aiming.
You can understand it, but you still can't. Man, oh man, you're like, goose, and you're like, how did I hit above him? It's like right there. Just come here.
They're still sitting there looking at you like.
Yeah, I know.
What is this?
What
guy
are you doing?
And it's like it looks like it's going like that because of the refraction.
Yep. So that's what these guys do. They'll set prawn traps out there, but the majority of these guys would just walk along at night, and you see how their eyes glow.
Yeah.
And you see look for the bigger eyes.
Yep.
And then they just go in there and you blind them like you would a bullfrog. You blind them and then snatch them up, put them in a bag.
Although they're a little less blindable.
Like
some will chill, some just will not. Like
it also depends on how bright your light is.
Yeah.
If you just got one of those little 30 lumen lights that go in there, they're like, oh look, it's a candlelit dinner going on.
Yeah.
But you put on like who did I give? I gave
me
the 1200 lumens.
Yeah,
you
sweet.
pop that thing on. He's already turning red from being cooked.
Yeah.
You're like, I got that one right there. That's easy. But you get that brighter light and it blinds just like a frog. As long as you're blinding the frog, you can actually go up and grab them. Yeah, we use frog gigs and, I'm going to shoot them with a bow. That's just because I need practice with my bow.
Frogs don't die.
Yeah, no, they didn't. So the ones we got, I was like, the next day, Rudy actually, he killed them. I said, dude, these things are jumping around. I'm going to put them in a cooler. I said, just, can you kill them? He's like, give them to me.
Oh, boy.
I was like, he scared me when he said that, too. He's like, I got him.
That is a little scary.
He's like, give them to me. And he walked back, and they're like tongues hanging out. And they're like friggin', he's like, here's your frogs.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you.
Hey.
I don't want to know.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's they got little bullet holes in their head and stuff, from the back. Like, holy crap, what happened?
But also through their hands. So
Well, their hands were tied behind them. I was like, what did you do? I took them care of them.
I compared it to the Lord of the Rings when Gollum he catches a fish by hand and then slams it against a rock. I watched him do it. It was he did it once and the frog stopped moving and it was an immediate death, but it still I didn't like it.
So tell us about eating prawns and eating frogs because we didn't get to because we had to leave right away.
Usually you cook them, you put them in your mouth and you chew them, you swallow it.
The tongue or the
they're
belly?
They're made of meat.
Yeah, well. Okay, so prawns. A lot of times, what you can do. There's a couple ways you can do it. A lot of the local people like to actually cook them whole. Okay, and that's a whole different cooking process. I'm not going to get into here, but the bottom line is, after you cook them a little bit in there, you drain the kind of the water out. You always got to clean them up, just like you would any fish and stuff. You always clean a fish, then you fillet it and go with that. But you clean the prawns up. And then you put them in a walk. Everything we do is walk. We don't run.
Nice.
And so, but yeah, I usually get them in a walk with that and stuff. And then there's several. I mean, I've done some because I like Italian food. I've done it with the Italian tomatoes that you get in the can, diced tomatoes.
Oh yeah.
And I've done in that kind of stewed them up into there and stuff. A lot of times what people do in Hawaii is they'll just do the garlic and butter, a little bit of sea salt in that, and cook them up that way. And then they'll take them, and it's just like a crawfish. It's exactly the same
Is it
thing
the
as
same?
you would a crawfish thing. You're going to crack it.
Do they have a poop chute or like what's that about?
Yeah, you usually don't worry about that. Grind them up.
Yeah.
It's not much anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing you do with the crawfish. You know, you crack the tail off of it. Usually just
you suck and eat.
Eat it. You
and then
suck
the
the
head.
head. Yeah.
And that's what they do. And I'm like, you want mine head? You know? The eyeballs, when you suck it, the eyeballs are like, it's like I was like, oh, that's good. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
It's all about what they're cooked in to make that.
And that, and it all comes out to that. You know, I know like, you know, a lot of Cajun down south and stuff.
Yeah, we had
like,
great
know what they're
experiences with it, with the crawfish in the Cajun country. Like sucking the head was the best part.
It really was.
They put 3 alarm ass on fire sauce in there. It's like it burns going in and burns coming out. And you're just like,
3 alarm.
well, I couldn't taste nothing. My tongue's all swole. It's really good. Yeah.
We ate 3 plates of it each and then went to Mardi Gras.
Yes, we did.
We did.
It was that. You're right. Holy
And
cow.
I started hallucinating. There's a lot of spices in that thing. I was walking around the street all swelled up, and someone put a string on my leg and walked me around the place. I was like, it's not right.
Why am I floating?
Yeah. Look at the big guy.
So that's what you typically. So you're just eating like big shrimp.
And basically same thing.
What about the frog legs?
So frog legs, and I think it's done the same here. I mean, you don't eat the whole frog. You
Just get
peel
the back legs.
Peel the skin off of it.
Yep.
Cut the back legs off it. Cut them in half on that. Cut the feet off. Leave one toe on there though.
Yeah.
Do you know why you leave the one
Toothpick.
toe?
Nice.
That boy's smart.
You must have
That boy
remembered.
real smart. He
I
genius.
hadn't heard that one.
That boy genius right
Got a
there.
little bit of French in him.
On something.
They eat frog legs.
I don't know.
don't.
What the hell's about that.
Big.
Don't
Just
say
did my
that.
ancestry report.
He's very white.
Freaking howly.
Is it
anyway,
French
so.
aren't?
The French.
He's not one of those black French guys.
I don't know what the
Actually, I
French
think
word
there
for
are black
howly
French
is,
guys.
but you know,
Yeah.
he's the French word for howly. You know,
Holy.
Nice.
So, but no. So then, and there's a couple ways to do it. Some of the ways that we did it, and I like to do it this way is tempura batter.
Yep. That's the way.
Okay, and
You
you
like
do it
frog
in
legs?
tempura,
Oh, yeah.
and you could do a tempura. You can do the other way I like is cracker crumbs. A lot of people like to use breadcrumbs for stuff. I don't use breadcrumbs for a lot of things, but you can do cracker crumbs. You can do breadcrumbs. You know, the tempura. You got panko, which is the Japanese breadcrumb. You can do that with too, and a lot of people do that. But I like the tempura batter because what it does, even if you do like fish, if you guys were, what we do with like minpachi and stuff like that, if you like take fish, I guess it'd be like taking bluegill or something that you guys would have here, and you know,
What's that supposed to mean?
scale them, gut them, gill them out, and then it's usually how we eat the fish, and we'll tempura that. If you tempura that, okay, what it does is the same thing with the frog legs. Is it basically forms a seal around it,
Okay.
and it's kind of like steaming them.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, but you get that crispy batter, that tempura batter that you
gotta
know,
love it,
You
yeah.
get that out there, and you're like, it's like chips, you know.
It's the
But
best.
you get that with that and the frog legs, and that seals in the flavor.
Nice. Okay.
And
Okay.
so you could do that with that. And I'd say try it with bluegill or something like that. You can, you know, I wonder how catfish would be in that. Usually catfish you cook
Depends
with
on the
corn.
I
catfish.
have not
though.
had
Yeah.
it good before.
We've
so
had bad
I'm not
experiences.
sold yet.
On catfish
He's
or
had bad
tempura?
blue catfish.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't eat blue catfish. Nobody eats blue flathead.
Yeah, any of
blue.
them. I don't know. No one's made it good
Channel
enough
cat.
for me yet.
Smaller channel cats. Do I got to teach?
I
Do I
like-
have to teach
I
the
like
Greenway
flatheads.
Outdoor?
What was that we ate at Dean's at one time? That's the best.
Those were small channel catfish.
Were they really?
That was the best catfish I've ever had.
I'm sorry. Can we rewind this again?
Yeah.
And Jeff said something about the best catfish you're gonna have is a small channel cat.
It was. They were like this big.
I thought it was crappie, but it might have been both.
We also had crappie that
did
day.
also have that.
Remember though the
Crappie's
catfish,
good,
even
though.
after we filleted them and the meat was cooked and we had eaten it, the heads were still alive.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. They were like just.
So they watched you eat them. That's like some Mayan
It's just
Aztec
nerves.
sacrifice going
Yeah.
on. Here's your heart. You're like, I'll be damned.
It's just nerves, but
I
it
don't-
messes with you. You watch them, and they're just
Stop that.
like, please, you've been dead for so long. Please get it out, please.
It's like in frog legs. The next day,
Yep.
I cleaned them out and I put some Hawaiian salt in a warmer water and mixed that up. And I do the frog legs, cut the feet off to that. I throw them in there, and all of a sudden it's like, I was like, whoa, and they're twitching.
Next day.
Oh
And
yeah.
they're moving the next day, and I was like, I know Rudy killed him.
Snapping
You
turtle
know he
does
did.
that
I
too.
know he killed him.
The Greenway Outdoors is brought to you by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, your adventure starts here. Savage Arms, Nosler Ammunition, Bosch Shot Shells, Wilderness Athlete, fuel for the rugged, Tracker Boats, fish the finest, Eagle Fishing, designed for the savvy angler, Rufus Teague barbecues, snacks, and spices, Rectech Grills, it's more than a grill, it's a way of life, Sea-Doo, make your own waves, LEM Products, motivating people to hunt, process, and prepare their own food, Quiet Cat, the leader in electronic bikes for hunting, fishing, camping, and exploring. Consistency. That's what you aim for with every practice shot. So when you're out in the field, you get that same consistency every shot. With Carlson's choke tubes, consistency is what you'll get. Our choke tubes are long-lasting, high quality, and made right here in the USA. Carlson's choke tubes, pattern tested, hunter approved. Find out more at choketube.com.
Are you anxious to get going? Knowing that the clock is ticking and time truly is the most precious commodity in the world? Then you, my friend, are in good company.
Your dinner that you had for us the very last day that we were there, we kind of invited everyone over to try a bunch of different foods. And the things that I really liked was the smoked meat.
Thank you.
Yep.
Which you made,
delicious.
which was
I made
boar,
that.
correct?
No, you don't eat boar.
No.
Some
So it
people
was-
out there going, bro, I eat boar.
It was pig.
Yeah, okay. It's a sow.
Okay, you shoot.
Boar is a male. Sow
What
is
do
a
you do
female.
with the boars then?
Okay.
If you catch a boar, usually what you do is you castrate them, and then you let them go.
And there's a word
And
for
so
those.
it's called the Hawaiian word is laho olo.
He goes, holly
In the
pig.
ground. That's right.
No, laho olo without
Ah.
batteries.
Gajones.
Okay, yeah, that's a good word for it right there.
Yeah.
But laho olo, we shorten and just say lahole.
So you let those guys go. That way, once the testosterone and stuff works out of their
It
system.
just works out, and they got that puna, that shield that's on there. Not me, that kind of hurt right there. Take a shot in the chest and I'm down. But they got that they call it a puna, which is that shield that the boars get around there. That wears off, and it actually everything just blends out, turns into fat or just dissipates into the body, and now you just got this meat pig. It's like taking oh yeah, I eat bull. You know, Ew.
Right,
You do
right.
eat ground beef out of that. You know, it's about it. But or if you take and you castrate them and you got a steer and then you go, I eat ribeye.
Right.
That's the same thing that you do. And to have, I'm sure the pig farms castrate all the boars, so they got good meat pigs out there, and that's what you get in the store. Otherwise, you would have this pork chop would taste like death and hatred, and the other one would be really good because that was a sow.
Right.
Okay.
And so there is the difference in the taste there. All I'll use is sows, or I'll use a lahole
Okay.
and do that up.
Now you do. You're a professional trapper for pigs, so you're hired out by different people to come out, trap pigs, get them off the property when they're rooting it up, and so on and so forth. But you don't kill them.
No.
So what is your process like? For people got to go watch your show. But
Okay,
what's the process like?
So I always tell people, they're like, oh, just shoot them, bro. Shoot them in the trap and take them out, easy day. And I said, well, you can't raise a dead pig.
Yeah.
I mean, they just
Have you
don't
tried?
They don't eat. They
Yeah.
don't eat.
Yeah,
And
they
I'm
starve
not.
to death.
Their name's not Lazarus, and I'm not Jesus, so he ain't coming up out of there once you shoot him. Okay, but no. So the process that I do with that is once you catch them, is you put your lasso. It's something simple. This is so simple. You guys are gonna be like, oh my god, I could do that, and you can. Put a lasso down there, rope around the neck. If you got a couple of them, rope them to the back of the trap, and then just tie them so their feet are still on the ground, but the rope is there, so
Can't go
they
nowhere.
can't get loose, but they're stuck in the back. Okay, basically chain the dog up, and then you get that one in the front, and you get them and you choke them out to just the point where they're either just starting to go, or they actually just passed out. Lift the door up, you slide a board underneath the door to hold it up, grab the legs, let go of that rope, pull them out, jump down on them, and at that point you got two choices. One, keep the door open and hope that they don't get off that rope and come run you over, or two, just real quickly pop that board out, drop the door down. Loosen the rope up on the neck, because now you get the blood going back in there, otherwise they will be dead within about 8 seconds. you get them out of there, you get that, and then you start tying the legs up. I tie the legs up from the back and then go forward. Because if you go to put them in a pen, I give the pigs out to my wife's cousins or to some of the kids out there who want, hey, uncle, I like one pig. Okay, here. But when you go to put them in a pen, you never put a pig backwards into a pen so it's facing.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's, unless you're an idiot.
Right.
How'd you get bit? Well, it's funny you asked. So you're going to untie the legs, the front legs first. You throw that half of the pig in the trap, and then you untie the back legs, and then you push him in. When he stands up, he's going to go forward with that, and so his already half to 3/4 of the way in the trap, and he goes in and you drop your door, and then they can raise him there or in the pen that you're going to put him in. And so, yeah, once you get that one pig tied up, take him down to the truck or tie him to the tree there, grab the next one, run him through, and usually they're a little bit feisty because you haven't choked them out, so it's like,
Right.
They just watched you choke out his brother.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can choke them out back there and pull them out to the front or something like that. And you do that with all of them. If it's just babies, like we were trying to get you guys to go out there, and we caught 3 babies that are about 20 pounds or so.
Okay.
And then we caught the mama and what we call an ohe. An ohe is a sow that's not been bred yet.
Okay.
Okay, so she hasn't
ugly then.
She hasn't bred. Nah, she looked good, dog.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sorry you had to hear that. But so that's what we caught in there. And so what we did was I had my wife's cousin come out, and we actually roped the two sows to the front of the trap by the door, and then my trap's got a door in the back on the top, and so I open that up, and all the little piggies are running. I put a burlap bag inside there, and then he'll run around to the front. The pigs come in, you grab them by the leg, put them in the burlap bag. And we had 2 of the other babies was on the outside of the trap and literally came up from me and AJ. It was like, meow, meow. I was like, hey, you little guys.
You're next.
I'd run to catch them, but my knees are bad, and I didn't want to show anybody up. Anyways, so I couldn't have caught them. But anyways, and so you do that, and you put them in the burlap bag, tie that up, put it in the truck, and then you just one at a time, rope mama, choke her out.
So that's how and then you're taking them to farms and different places where they want it for the meat.
Yes.
So then they raise them until they're bigger, until they slaughter them.
So like William, my wife's cousin, I gave him to. He's got a piggery up there in Honolulu, and what he does is he'll take them, and usually I'll go up there with him. Well, not usually. It all depends on what he's doing. But he's got the pens. He'll take them there, and before you untie them, he'll go ahead and castrate them, and then throw the olos out.
That's it.
And again, head first in, untie the front legs, get them in there. And if he's got someone else with him, then that guy's holding the front legs, and then you each take a side. You can either throw them over the side or just, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
The little pig's like, wee, and it's all the way home.
So
He didn't even get that.
I did get it.
Little piggies.
As far as so if you go just about anywhere in the continental United States, and you talk about eating wild pigs, even the people that hunt them aren't into eating them. And we see these videos of people in helicopters shooting a whole bunch of them and stuff. But they're not eating them. Now they're getting rid of them because they're such a terrible, invasive animal that's just destroying agriculture and everything else. And the hundreds of millions of dollars in damage that they've done,
correct,
in Texas and Oklahoma and stuff.
Georgia and all them first done.
But you talk to people about eating them, and they're like,
yeah, I don't like them.
But in Hawaii, it's like a whole different ballgame. It's like everyone's eating them.
Again, you got to know what you're doing with it. Okay, what I noticed here is when people skin out a hog, first of all, they get a boar because everybody wants the tusks. And so they, first of all, chose the poorest
eating
meat that you could possibly get on the earth. It tastes stank, it's tough, and it's just like, hey, you going to eat your shoe? Yeah. Let me get a piece of that.
Right.
Bet you if you cook it long enough.
Yeah, and that's basically what people have to do with that. So when they get them, because they wanted the big tusk on them, so I'm eating wild boar. And then they skin them out, and when they're skinning them, they it's not like a deer where you don't want the fat on there because that deer fat's nasty. So you skin the deer fat onto the hide, and you keep the meat clean, right? I mean, if I'm wrong, it's only been,
you're right.
Only been 40 years since I've been back here or something, but you do that and you go. So they just do that with their. I love watching a commercial about how sharp my knife is. Look how quick I can skin this thing, and they got a big fat pig, and they're like, I'm like, you're just cutting fat, and now you lost all the flavor. So it's an
So
art.
wild boar or wild pig fat is good.
Yes. You don't have to eat it, but just like the smoked meat you guys had, that had the flavor in it. That had the oil in it that you cooked into it and stuff. Okay, Kahlua pig. You guys had Kahlua pig.
Mm-hmm.
You know where that moisture come from? From the fat. You get pulled pork out here, and if you ain't got a good barbecue sauce, it's like eating a biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Sometimes. Yeah.
No, that's not wrong.
that's good pulled pork, and you're like, it's dried shredded pork.
Yep.
You got to keep the fat on there. So
Are they good? Like, let's say you went out, set your trap, got a female, and you did shoot her right away.
mm-hmm.
Would she be that good, or is something, or is it would her fat be good?
Yes.
Or okay,
So-
it's not that she's being fed for another 2 years
No.
on the farm.
No.
Being grain
So
finished.
so what
Well,
happens is,
yeah.
like the pig that you guys had. Okay, I actually did a show on that to show how to make smoked meat. That's the smoked meat you guys ate.
Okay.
And she came into the neighbor's place, and I shot her with the bow, and she did a little hoolie around and
That was that.
died right
That was
there.
that.
And I skinned her with the fat on the meat, the best I could.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody watching this, don't judge me. And but I skinned her with that on there. That's what you want to do. And depending on where they're at, we got a lot of macadamia nuts out there. So if you got pigs that are eating macadamia nuts, you'll get that
Nice oil.
that white fat that's on there. But if you got a bunch of avocados or even mangoes, the fat turns kind of yellowish, like a tint to it.
Yeah.
Because it's getting all that oil and stuff from that in there. And so that's the kind of the flavors. You get
Those are good
lilikoi.
flavors.
Lilikoi in there. You guys had lilikoi and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll eat all those papayas and bananas and stuff. And of course, pigs eat grass.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, what do they eat? There's nothing to eat out here.
Anything.
They tore up my yard. That's a nice looking yard you got. Well, I
Yeah.
had. Because they're eating grass. And, you look at the ranches that are
Rooting
out there.
for things too, I'm sure.
And and they get the grubs and roots and stuff like that and worms. But when they're eating all that fruit or the nuts and stuff like that, you get a real good pig.
Yeah.
That's why I don't understand how people are like, they're tearing up the cornfield, they're eating all my soybean, and they taste like crap. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, what are
What-
you doing?
What's wrong with your corn?
Yeah, we eat that, don't we?
That is interesting. I think that for me, it always depends on like what the animal's eating, especially with like bear. I know bear are very, very vulnerable to what they were eating affecting the taste of their meat. That's why you get a bear that's eating fish, not as good as a bear eating blueberries. You know?
Oh yeah. Get up there in Maine where they got all them blueberries out there, and
Oh yeah, that's where we went. We went to Maine and shot bear.
yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
they got blue eyes.
Yeah. We're into good eating stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But well, I appreciate you sharing all this stuff with us. And
Absolutely.
For those of you who want to go check out Jeff, Hunt, Fish, Explore Hawaii. It's on Carbon TV. Find him on Instagram and everywhere else. Obviously, our TV show right now is streaming on the History Channel. You can find it through Hulu, Amazon, Tubi, Pluto. I mean, pretty much everywhere. Just Google The Greenway Outdoors. Make sure you're watching Season 4 of the new History Channel stuff. Also, we have a weekly video podcast right here every single week on YouTube, Carbon TV, and everywhere podcasts are found. But if you want to see me and Jeff's beautiful faces, you got to watch it on YouTube or Carbon TV. We have a new vlog coming out every single week on YouTube, soon to be coming to Carbon TV. And obviously, our how-to video series is still ramping up on the YouTube channel as well. Check out our website, thegreenwayoutdoors.com. Thanks so much for tuning in. Stay green.
Aloha. Anahui ho.
Nice.
Perfect.